whole different stream. Live stream isn't available right now. It says finish. Why does it see? Why does it do that?
Oh man.
Oh, I got all jacked up. So I don't even know if it's live streaming. We could be live streaming right now. I swear, every time we do this, man.
Yeah, I don't think we are.
I'm gonna head over to the page and see if it's showing a stream though.
Yeah, I didn't see a stream. I'm looking now.
You want to be an
Oh, we live, bro.
We are live? Alright, that's what I thought. That's what I swear, every time, man. Every time we do this. There we go. We are live. Alright. What is going on, YouTube? How y'all doing tonight? It is me, it's Zach, your host of IT Career Questions with the legendary Mr. Du'An Lightfoot from the Lab Everyday Movement. What's going on, Mr. Lightfoot?
Hey, I'm glad to be here. What's up, my man? How you doing, bro?
I'd be better if, we could actually live stream and it would work properly. But every time we do a live stream, bro, like I swear something happens. But other than that, we're good, man. We're here.
Yeah, it's all good, man. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me on, to talk about this IT news and to catch up, bro.
Heck yeah. I'm always glad to have you on, sir.
Yes, sir.
Always glad. So what do you want to start off with? We had talked originally about talking about the IT news from CompTIA. You had a couple other ideas as well, and I'd like to answer a few questions from some of the viewers, but where do you want to start?
Man, I don't know. We got 30 years of experience combined, at least?
Yeah, at least a lot. Many years.
So I say let's start out with the top certifications that can make you six figures.
All right. Let me, I'm going to pull that up on the stream so people can see that.
Yeah.
If you want to start talking about that.
Yeah. So what's up, everybody? Me and Zach, we're pretty good friends, and we decided to start doing IT news to talk about some of the latest industry news and technology to keep you all up to date, and then also just put our heads together to give you the best impact for your career. And today what we wanted to talk about were a couple of things. The top certifications that'll make you six figures, some of the best times for the active lifestyle that you may have and desire, and then also some certifications that may double your salary. So while Zach is pulling this up, we'll wait on that, and I'll do some shout outs until he's ready.
We got it pulled up. We got it all pulled up. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller here. I'll put the link in the description here or in the chat.
Yeah. And these posts actually come from CompTIA. So shout out to everybody at CompTIA. If you all have not already signed up for the newsletter, you should, because they are industry leaders when it comes to certifications and news and technology. So sign up for their newsletter, and shout out to everybody at CompTIA.
Yeah, what's up, Kelsey? I'm sure you'll be watching.
Yeah, Kelsey, Deborah, everybody.
All right, so yeah, the first one on that list. You want to talk about the world one, or you want to talk about for the U.S.? Because
the world, Craig, the world.
The world. Oh shoot! All right, now I got it pulled up. I should have been a little bit more prepared for this, but all right. The number one, which I'm not too surprised by, quite honestly. I mean, I feel like there maybe should have been another one above that one, but the AWS Certified Solutions Architect Professional, $120,000 a year.
120. What do you think you'd be doing with that? Like, are you an actual architect of multiple clouds and Kubernetes and stuff, or is it just you're some guy with the AWS Solution Architect certification?
Right. It's like the people who have that certification. They're probably like sysadmins, network admins, but they just got that cert, so then it just inflates that number. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what they do? I'm just saying.
Hey, but I think.
Go ahead.
Here's a question though. Like, do you think that number's kind of low? 120
for AWS? I mean, here's the thing about like these lists, right? Like that we have to like think about. Like, I mean, they're generalizing here, right? So it's really hard to say like, does every single AWS architect make that amount of money? You know what I mean? Like, so they're obviously they pool the people like 100 or whatever, whatever it is, and they got that average. But man, I don't know. It seems like That honestly seems kind of high to me.
It seems high to you.
Yeah.
Um, it's so if I look at the list, right? One thing that stands out to me is that these certifications are cloud based, and that speaks volumes of where we are today in the industry. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you're looking to get in technology, here's your roadmap right here. If you're looking to make six figures, the cloud just seems the way to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's the proof is in that pudding right there. I mean, look at, I mean, just like you said, all those cloud certifications, they top the list. But like, man, that's just crazy to me. I mean, but that goes to show you where the industry is at right now, is the cloud, managing other people's computers on other servers, and far away.
Man, I mean,
it's a funny thing to think about.
It is a funny thing to think about. I mean, there's no networking certifications. It's good to see the PMP on there because I think project managers make a lot of money. The CISSP for those CISOs and all that stuff, that should be on there. But I don't see the CCIE.
Yeah, I don't see that one either. That's kind of confusing to me. Like, why is there no networking cert in that list? Period. There's nothing. Like, why?
It's not really confusing to me, bro, because when you look at, I think network engineers, like when you talk top dollar, they do get above 110. They do make above 110, but I would say the majority of network engineers may make under 110.
That's true.
You know what I mean? But cloud is probably above 110. You know what I mean? Security, architects, and all that stuff, they're above 110. And that rare network engineer architect or network architect, he's above 110, but that's rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah. It's just crazy how it's evolved. I wish I had the list pulled up from last year because I know there was one, and I'm pretty sure it was like so completely different than this.
Yeah.
Just in a year's time, how much we've evolved to this. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. Shout out to Deborah for this post, though.
Yeah. What's up, Deborah? Hope you're watching this. Somebody in the chat was saying that they don't see a single one for networking. But if you go down to the top paying IT certifications in the United States, you got, what, is it number 12 the only one? Or the first one, I mean? Not the only one, but the first one, I mean?
Number 13, number 14 and 15
14,
is networking.
Yeah, 14 and 15, yeah, sorry. The Network Plus, how is the Network Plus above the CCNP, though?
I'm not arguing that.
I'm not going to argue it either, but
yeah. Anyway, ITIL, bro. ITIL Foundation.
That's solid, bro. $120,000 for the ITIL.
Yeah, but that's like the full. That's like the manager.
Right.
That's like the manager. Like,
right.
There's levels to ITIL, so you basically running a service desk from a service manager perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but. Yeah, I wonder, man. I wonder. Like, the Security Plus, you think people making 110 with that?
With the Security Plus?
I think so.
Oh, man, I'm sure there are. Uh-oh, hang on. I got... I have a computer hooked up upstairs.
Yeah.
And one of the kids is playing with the mouse or something right now. So it's remoted into this machine.
They hacked you, bro. They hacked
me for sure. I can't get to stop. There we go. Hopefully that'll end it. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see the Security Plus making 100, especially like on the East Coast where you're working for somewhere DOD or something like that, and you got a TS clearance. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, I can see that as well. I mean, if you look at it too, like look how many open security jobs there are currently, and they keep saying it's going to continue to grow, right?
Yeah.
So obviously they have to fill that. They're trying to fill that gap, and when they start to fill that gap, but there's a lack of people for that, then they start paying more. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like they're trying to fill those positions, they have a hard time doing it. Well, I think what often happens is they start to offer more money as more of an incentive. So for me, like it is crazy to see that Security Plus, that 110. I got my Security Plus. I could tell you, I'm not making $110,000, right?
I think that 110 comes with experience as well.
Yeah, yeah.
You know
well,
what I mean?
well, that's the thing. Like, that's like all of these certifications. Like, just because you go out and get the certification, it don't mean you're going to make that much money. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you look at the AWS professional one, the $120,000 a year. You need experience. Like, you're not just going to go out and get your AWS certified solutions architect professional certification and make 120 just like that. Not going to happen. You know, and that's going to be the same for just about every single one of these certifications that are on there. Like, it's very rare that you're going to get that certification and then start making that much money, like, as soon as you get it.
Yeah. One thing I do to see that stands out on this list, though, for the United States, a lot of these certifications are, I would say, rare. Like, if you have like the CISM or the CRI SC or the MCSE, like, I don't know too many people still getting the MCSE right now.
Right.
These are rare certifications, and if you have this skill set, the chances of you walking into an environment and getting hired, like Zach said, you know, they're paying more and more because a lot of people don't have this type of skill set. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry, but do you also notice that there is no Azure certs on there?
I would say MCSE though. I would say
the server infrastructure. Does Azure fall under that?
I mean, it would have to. It would have to. The way Microsoft is doing their certification now, Azure is all in that. So I would say Azure would be in that. But yeah, that is interesting.
Look at it, because you got like in the worldwide, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 AWS certs, and in the US you got 2. But then also, like, it's also really shocking to see number 1 for the US, the Google Certified Professional Cloud Architect. You won't hear nothing about Google. Like, I never hear anything about Google Cloud Platform. Like, hardly ever do I hear anything about Google.
I know one person that's certified in it, and yeah.
I don't know anybody who like, you hear nothing about it. So that just goes to, like, there's demand, right? Clearly they're having a hard time finding people who are Google certified. That's what I'm thinking. Is that why it makes so much money? Is because it's like so niche?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. Like, who's going to pay $140,000 for somebody with a CCNA? A lot of people had a certification, but like you said, you don't know anybody with the GCP cloud architect.
Right. So then when a job comes up and you got that cert, they're looking for somebody with that cert. Like, there you go.
Yeah.
140. So this is what you guys should take away from this. Go get Google certified. Because nobody's Google certified. That's not true, but
I don't. But think about this though. How many people actually have Google Cloud? You know what I'm saying? So you have to see that it's in your area as well, though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's a question though, Zach.
All right.
You've been in IT, what? How many years you been in it?
17, 18 almost.
Right. 18. And this year I've been in it 20 years.
Man, you're old man.
I know, right? I look good though. Hey, bro, but if you could do it again, what certification would you start with?
If I could do it again, the certification I would start with is probably an MCSE. Honestly.
Why? Interesting.
If I think about
today though.
If I started right now.
Yeah, if you started
I'm thinking
right
now, if I went back, like that's where I'd be, because like if I think about my career and how it evolved, like that certification would have anyway. If I started right now, and what certification would I start with?
Yeah, in today's market.
If I had no experience, like nothing, like if I was just like brand new,
ground zero.
That's a broken record right here. I'd start with CompTIA's A+.
Oh man, really?
I would. If I knew absolutely nothing, and I was trying to get my foot in the door, like that's what I would start with, because people like me told me to. No, I'm just kidding. Because I think it would give me a good fundamental knowledge of what I need to know. Because I feel like if I don't understand the fundamentals of what I could potentially be doing, I'd have no idea what is going to interest me past that. I have no idea, what I need to really get started without that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like
it makes sense.
I know nothing, so there's a certification that just lays out all the fundamentals. Like they can walk me through, the basics of many things, and from there I can even help, form a better judgment on what might sound more interesting as my future pans out.
That's true. I think you make a great point. The A+ certification teaches you what? Hardware. So how a computer, CPU, RAM, hard drive, and all of that functions, right? And then it teaches you software on how an operating system runs on a hardware computer or container or whatever, virtualization, all of that. So I think that's a great place to start, actually.
Yeah, but
no, I'm not saying but. No,
all right. Well, if you do it all over again, what would you do? Like, let's throw
code.
Back on. You would code? Really? All right. I respect that.
I would code, and I'm gonna tell you why.
All right.
The hardest thing for me to learn in my career was coding. The older I got, the less I retained, the harder it is for me to grasp technologies. I would sit my butt in a room. I would lock the door. I would not go out. I would not drink. I would not talk to any women. I would not do anything. I would just learn the code. Period. Point blank.
I can respect that. Dude, when I first started, like way back in 1999, like really getting involved, like I learned HTML. Like that was my thing. Like, and then from there I kind of started to learn some PHP. Dude, I could never do that. Like I could not get it. I could not grasp that stuff. It drove me insane. I was out.
But think about like now, if you wanted to start coding compared to when you were younger, which one you think would be easier?
Now, coding, hands down. I feel like it would be so much easier to learn coding now than 20 years ago.
No, I'm saying at this age though.
At this age?
Yeah, at this age.
Coding.
Yeah. So somebody that's our age coming into tech, you think they can learn coding?
I do think they could. I think that the tools and the resources that are available now make it doable. Like, make it doable for anybody. Like,
I agree.
I didn't have this. I didn't have YouTube back then. In 1999, 2000, like, YouTube did not exist. Right. You barely had Google. You barely had a fully functional Google. Think about what it is today. Back then, like, Google was nothing, right? Like, you were, like, Alta Vistaing stuff. That, like, throws it way back, right? But you just didn't have that same resources. You had books that you had to read. That was manuals. Yeah, it's like, and they were, like, stacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, those were some big books. I don't like to read. Like, I'm not a big reader, so like that's just like never interests me. That was just out. Nope. Mm-mm. Now you can watch videos. You can follow along on YouTube. Like, there's so much.
That's true.
And think of all the resources that people have shared to like. Like I'm just thinking like GitHub is just like a huge one, right? Like so many people have provided so many great resources there alone just to help you get started, just so you could like follow along easier. Like you didn't have that back then. Everybody was like really protective over their code and what they were doing, and they didn't want to share that information with you. Not like it is today. Yeah,
man. You had people that were information hoarders. They felt like their jobs were secure if they knew everything and they didn't share it.
Yep.
It's a different day and age.
Times have changed, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, what you were going to say something, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, man, it's cool. I think, like you made a point about how information is widely available. And what I found myself, the more information I have, the less I understand, or the harder it is for me to grasp something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, especially in the range of coding, because you can watch 20 tutorials that all teach you hello world. And you do this repeatedly, and you don't make progress beyond that level. What I've been finding is like you watch a tutorial, you learn something, and then you go out and do it and build off that. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. I mean, I feel like I think it's what we're going towards, but like it's great to watch the tutorials and start with that. But like I think the only way to like advance is to start building something yourself, like taking that information and doing something that actually affects like you personally and what you're doing. So like it's like I've seen this question kind of be prompted to many programmers and developers before, when people ask like, hey, what programming language should I learn first? And many of the people who are these professional programmers and whatnot, or be like, well, what do you what do you want to code? Like, what do you want to build? Like, that's always the first question that you should be asking yourself is, what do I want to build? How is learning programming going to help me? Because then you can kind of help narrow down what programming language you should be learning. Then also, like, what is it that you want to build? Because that's going to help that process of you learning, you know?
Yeah. That's why when people ask me, like, network engineers, what language you should start with? Well, if you want to get your CCNA, you want to get any Cisco certification, you should start with Python, because Python is in their certification track. And most automation tools are written in Python. So you start with Python because you can actually use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, hey.
I feel you.
All right.
What's
so
up?
You want to go to the next one?
You're the driver. You're the captain.
I'm not the driver.
No, bro. You're the captain of this ship. You're the captain tonight.
Nah, it's your world, man.
So let's kind of switch it up a little bit here, because I think somebody got mad that a lot of people get mad that I talk about the A+, right? Like, a lot of people, like, for whatever reason, and I know the reasons, but they just get so mad. I always, like, say, start off with your A+.
Can I address something?
Yeah, you go for it, bro.
I love the fact that you addressed the A+. Coming from my background, I was like, we was broke. I grew up in the hood, and my mom would not let me tinker. So I was not as, like, introduced to computers until I got in the military. And for somebody like me, going the A+ route is something you need to build a foundation. But for somebody that had computer experience, and since they were a little kid, then they grasp it way easier. And sometimes I think people want to belittle people off of where they start, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's for sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like, stop hating.
Yeah, you hit that one on the head right there.
Man, but go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say. So yeah, like you kind of just shut me up in many ways with what you just said there. So I mean, we just stop on that right there. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just like a weird thing, because I feel like I tell people, hey, if you want to start off with your A+, but then like people get offended because that's not the vision that they saw for themselves, right? That's not what it is that they want to start off with, even though they probably maybe should. And many people out there can start off with something different. We're not saying like that you have to do that. Like you always tell people that the CCNA is a great certification, and that's what I was kind of leading at. You know.
Hold on. We're gonna have this conversation, bro. Are we gonna have this conversation?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. You want to? We don't have to.
Yeah.
We could do it another day.
No, we can have this conversation, man.
We're not trying to argue with you.
But I never tell people to. Here's the thing. The conversation that we're about to have is this CCNA entry level certification. If you have not seen Zach's video, it's dope. It's excellent, and I love his viewpoint. And I've never told anybody to start with the CCNA. I say, if you want to be a network engineer, get your CCNA, period, point blank. I'm not saying if you want to be on desk side support, get your CCNA, because no. Now, if you want to get off of desk side support, get your CCNA, but I'm just saying, if you want to be a network engineer, get your CCNA. That's all I'm saying.
All right. So,
what's your thoughts, man?
No, it's good. I want to know. I don't know if I should even ask you this, but
yeah,
is the CCNA an entry-level certification?
Why would you ask me that?
Because I want to know. I'm putting you on the spot right now.
Well, let's look at what's going on in the industry.
Let's look at IT as a whole. Is the CCNA an entry-level certification?
Hold on. I'm gonna break something down from what I've seen. They're teaching the CCNA in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with a kid that was a network engineer and got his CCNA in high school. He's 19 years old with a CCNA. Michael, you know Michael.
Yeah.
He's in high school and has his CCNA.
Yeah.
So
doesn't he have a CCNP now?
Yeah, he has a CCNP.
Yeah.
He's working on the CCIE in high school.
Yeah. All right.
But again, Michael comes from a background that's technical. His dad was in technology. So for him, entry-level CCNA wasn't that hard to accomplish.
Right.
I'm not saying it's not that hard. It was a journey for him. But what I'm saying is he had guidance and help along the way. For me, is it entry level? It's all about where you start on your journey. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say it's not entry level because for some people it is. For me, it wasn't. I started with my A plus, and that's where I started. You know what I mean?
Started from the bottom, now you're here.
Yeah, I started from the bottom, now here. But my first technical class was in the A plus realm. And then I went through, I guess they had like this CCNA university back in like 2000, 2001. It was like 4 parts when I was in the military. But for somebody that's looking to get in tech as an entry level.
So who wants to just get into IT? Who wants to get their foot in the door?
It can be. It can be. But here's the drawback of starting there. If you start there and you figure out you don't want to be a network engineer and you don't like networking, that's the hard part. If you start there and expect to make 100,000, you're going to get your hopes. You're going to get let down. You know what I mean? If you get your CCNA and expect to get a job immediately, you might get let down. So go into it with an open mind and a plan to say the CCNA is not my stopping point. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right, I love it. I like it. I dig it. I don't want people think I hate on the CCNA, and I don't hate on that certification at all.
You hating, bro?
I never would hate on that. I don't. I love Cisco. I love what they're doing. I think I think many great things about Cisco and their certifications.
Yeah.
And if somebody feels like for them to get going in IT that they need to get their CCNA, I would encourage them all day, every day. I would never tell anybody not to do that. Yeah. I just try to give people options, and I try to give them options that can help them be successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I just want to see people be successful. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Me too, man. Me too. And it's painful because I know my journey, and I see a lot of people when they get these certifications, they have these high hopes. They post them on social media. Their life is about to change, and oftentimes that doesn't happen. At least not right away. Yeah. And it's like, go ahead, bro.
No, because it's something a little. Go ahead. I'll remember.
No, seriously, man. Like,
I just go ahead.
No, man, go ahead.
Go.
Nope.
I'm waiting. It's on you. I was gonna say, it made me think like when you and I talk, because you and I mean, we talk very, very often, like on the phone, texting each other. And when I was going through the process of getting my Security Plus, you always ask me this question, like why? What is it gonna do for you? And it was such a weird question for me, because you know the position that I'm in. Like, this is my job. Like, this is my full-time job. What is the Security Plus going to do for you? And I told you every time, like, I just want it. I just want to say that I did it. That's it. Like, that's all. I just want to say that I did it. I did it. We accomplished that. It's up there. It's chilling.
Yeah, and I'm proud of you, bro. Like, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Here's the thing, though. You get that certification. You feel great. After that, then what?
I think that's always up to the person, right? So if you're asking me specifically, like, then what? Well, then I figure out what's next, right? Like, I don't know what's next. But, like, for me, like, that was a goal of mine that I wanted to achieve, right?
Right.
I knew that it could positively affect my career, but I also knew that it could do absolutely nothing for me, right? Like, just based on what I'm doing. So I think, like, for people, it's really important to figure out, like, is the certification that you're going after going to help you? Is it going to affect you in a positive way?
Right.
You got kids in the background. What's up, kids?
What up, y'all? Hey, my son letting the birds out. Letting the birds out. Yeah. You got your bonnet on. I see you.
I love it. I got to get my kids out here now. You need to start harassing me.
Yeah, bro. Like, I'm proud of you for getting that certification for many reasons, because I know how hard you worked. I know how much it meant to you just because of, like, longevity in your career and all that it meant for you. But hold on, that's a timer. We're gonna keep going. You good to keep going?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. I just hope that people, when they get these certifications, they actually have a plan. Like it's easy to get a whole lot of certifications that aren't going to impact your resume and your career. Make sure when you're putting this time, energy, and effort and money into these certifications that it's actually going to be something that's going to add value to not only your resume and your skills, but what you do in your life. You know what I mean?
Yep. I feel you. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Got you.
Cool.
Sorry, I got thrown off.
Yeah.
We're good. What do you want to hit next? You want to answer a couple questions before?
Yeah, let's get in this chat, man. We got 100-something people on there. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
100-something people watching us nerds.
Effort and money nerds, man.
What's up, man?
I'm like the most ungeek geek.
You're the most ungeek geek? I don't know.
Yeah.
If I saw you walking down the street, I'd know you were a nerd.
Not with my tattoos and my grill in. I'm out here. Hey, I got Future and Drake in the data center, homie.
What, was that a Photoshop?
Nah, that's a real video. Future's new video. They really in the data center.
What? Oh, I gotta watch that. I thought like somebody photoshopped that, so I paid no attention to it. You know.
Hey, I told everybody I was. Man, I told everybody I'd bring the hood with me.
You did it. You did it.
Did it, man. We in the building. Let's get some of these questions, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, what's up, everybody in the chat? I think I got a super chat earlier, and I missed it because things were going by so quick. So I apologize.
The homie Gabe, thanks for the super chat.
Yeah, Gabe, what's up? Great content, security, and security. Get into security. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Wow, there's a lot going on in the chat. I can't go through all that. You guys are crazy. What's up, everybody, though?
Yeah, what's up? Y'all got questions? Ask them now. We'll just start there.
There's a delay, so I know it's going to take a few.
Yeah. I said a lot of people started with the A+.
Started from the bottom. And then you get to be here.
Hey, so Melvin Holmes said network is a dying career.
Ooh, I love that. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
What you want to hear my thoughts on network? Now,
network is what parts of networking are dying? That's the real question. Is networking dying? What areas within networking are dying? Oh my God! Hold up, we just got a $50 super chat from William Murray.
The homie.
What's up, William? Holy cow!
Thanks, William. Well, you thank you, man. You thank you.
We're both thanking him. Thank you, sir. Well, we gotta pause that one because he asked a question, and that super chat's got to come first, bro. I'm sorry.
All right.
He says, "Do you think SDN net automation will affect the number of new network engineering roles from companies, HR departments not reposting roles after engineers leave? Networking dying now, but slowing of opportunities, and networking slowing in the future." Oh, so that kind of goes right to what we were talking about.
So I think we're in a evolution of the network engineer. It's kind of like telecom at one point, where telecom engineers were everywhere. I don't think networking is dying, but I think it's evolving to have a different skill set. I would say the days of your traditional CLI troubleshooting and being one-dimensional, those positions will still be there, but probably not as in demand. So you're going to have to learn more advanced technologies like Palo Alto's, ACI, SDN, VXLAN, and the cloud, and SD-WAN, and all of these technologies. If you want to stay in networking along with network programmability, learn how to be effective in automation. So how can you automate a series of tasks, not one task, but a series of tasks to make your job easier and to leave you to higher level designs and baselines and documentation? And how are you leading in your organization? You don't have to necessarily be an architect or a senior, but you have to be someone that is knowledgeable and willing to share information and can communicate well with the customers and management. So you really have to make sure that your skill set is not average. Don't be average.
So to you, what does an entry level networking position look like as we move forward? Like what is that person going to be doing in your thoughts, your opinions there?
So it all depends. You look at the data center. The cloud has to be cabled. So a good place to start is a cable technician in the data center. You're cabling up ACI. You're cabling up the cloud, whether it's Azure, AWS. These servers, these devices need to be cabled in data centers. So that's a good place to start. Now, those jobs may be few far in between, but they're out there. Learning wireless, if you know how to do site surveys, because as we get more advanced with Wi-Fi 6 and all of these other technologies, you're going to have to know wireless, and you're going to have to understand that when it comes to being entry level. So I would say doing most of the grunt work, that will still be there, as they call it. You're not a grunt, but you are a grunt. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then understanding how to diagnose a network. So if you're working on a tier 1 position where you're doing monitoring in a network engineer level 1, where you're looking at SolarWinds or you're looking at some other monitoring tool, and you have to notify different departments, understanding how to diagnose what the issues are, how to communicate effectively, and how to troubleshoot a remote issue. So I think those jobs will still be there.
All right.
If that helps.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
No, yeah. I'm kind of reading over this stuff, so I'm listening along with you, but I feel you. Yeah. I'm just, with the way that automation is starting to play such a big role in networking and develop, like being somewhat of a developer, right? Like it's just it's just so interesting to me to see like how the positions will evolve, right? Because you're gonna think like a network administrator could be somebody who now all they do is they handle the cable pulls, they handle the monitoring, right? And then like your network engineers are more doing that automation side of things, right? The dev side of things, right?
Yeah, but even if you have automation, like no matter what you automate, there's still going to be faults in the network. There's still going to be outages. There's still going to be things that you have to troubleshoot. There's still going to be WAN connectivity that you have to troubleshoot with vendors and service providers to ensure that you're getting that bandwidth that you're supposed to be receiving or sending. Like you're still going to have to do that. That's still going to have to be there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's more so like now, if you have ACI in your environment and you don't have automation, you're going to have to click and go through one by one, setting up a tenant, setting up a DHCP helper, setting up an EPG or whatever in ACI. But as soon as you learn automation, now you have a script that multiple engineers can go to and go through a menu, and this process is now automated. So you don't even have to spend any time in ACI. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm trying to like think my way through this on when I'm looking at it more so like a role, like how things change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I feel like with the way automation is just evolving, it starts to simplify things, right? It simplifies many things for you as you start to develop that process. As you start to bring that or introduce that even more into your environment. So it's like I'm trying to figure out like what these people are going to be doing as this, continues to grow, right?
Think about this though. You've worked in IT for years. Mm-hmm. How many developers does a company have?
Yeah, it depends, Like depends on the company, like what they're doing.
If they develop software or if they have their own application, how many developers is on that team?
Oh, they got a lot.
Right. So if you look at a IT company, how many network engineers are they going to need to automate to support a custom application? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The skill set evolves, like because
Yeah.
they're not necessarily going to have developers focused on that, because if they're an IT company, they have a series of applications, and most developers don't understand the network. So if you have network engineers that have Python experience, Go experience, Ruby experience, now they all can support this application together along with troubleshooting, along with everything else in the network. So that's why I say the skill set is evolving rather than going away.
Right. That's so interesting to think about, man. Like, you just got my brain like turning right now.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I love it. I love it. Well, I got to give a shout out to Jasmine Burrows for the $10 super chat. Thank you. You got a question, Jasmine?
Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Jasmine.
Another shout out to William Murray, because that thing's still showing up. That's going to show up all night.
I know. Shout out to William, man. I hope we are answering your question. You all are finding this live stream helpful.
I hope we answered William's question, all right?
Yeah, and if we are, y'all need to hit this with a thumbs up.
That's right. Thumbs
It's
up.
like 100 something people in this chat. I need y'all to show some love to the homie.
100 people? What's up, 100 people?
100 people.
I don't know if I missed we missed a lot of questions, but man.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up real quick.
Oh, your baby's mad.
Ah, yeah. She always mad. She the mad rapper.
That's funny.
All right, I agree. Great FM is good, dynamic, keeping the energy up for the stream for sure. Hey man, so I think we had another one. We had a couple more. We did everything we said we were going to talk about, except for these other two posts.
Yeah, we did say we were going to talk about those, didn't we?
Yeah.
I already talked about the top tech towns. Well, these are the top tech towns that promote an active lifestyle.
Yeah, that's promote the active lifestyle. That's a good question. If you had to start your career over, and all the research you've done, where would you where's the best opportunity for someone looking to get in IT?
Well, I mean, just to get into IT, where or what? Say that again. Ask me that one more time.
Where is the best location for someone looking to get into IT?
Well, I think this article from CompTIA helps with that a lot. But it's gonna be any major city, bro. That's how I feel like. Mm-hmm. I feel like any major city is gonna be the place to go.
I see.
Because there's always jobs. You know what I mean? I look at jobs every single day because I'm interested. Right. I want to know what's around. You know. Yeah. So I always see stuff in Chicago, nonstop, all day, every day. Entry level jobs, architect jobs, engineer, just everything, all day. And it's just nonstop. It's just the cycle just keeps going and going. There's always jobs. So it's I feel like for me, I would want to go somewhere where I would like to live. So I'd probably want to go out to California or something. You know what I'm saying? It costs more to live there, but that's where I'd want to go.
Man, I had a job offer to move to California with San Francisco, bruh.
I don't want to go to San Francisco.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
It is. Yeah.
Oh my God. But the cost of living.
Yeah, it's bad. Maybe maybe Utah. Utah is probably where I'd go.
Utah.
Yeah. I like those mountains, man. Those mountains and stuff out there looks pretty sick.
Yeah. I feel that.
And Utah is actually a really big tech hub.
Interesting.
Which is crazy. They got Pluralsight's out there, Test Out's out there. They got a bunch of other companies out there too.
You got the plugs out there. That's why you want to go out there and get that bag.
What's up? I got a shout out to Derek Holloway, $10 super chat. Thank you, Derek. If you've got a question, throw it in there. Oh, and Jasmine did come through with a question here.
What's the question?
Jasmine Burrows asked, "What do you guys think about Google IT support cert? Should I get it? I'm currently studying for A+." You want to start on that? You want me to start on that?
You go ahead, bro.
All right, you're starting with your A+. Stick to the A+. Forget about the Google cert. Done.
Thumbs up.
Yep. All right, so I keep telling people I'm going to do a video about this. I'm going to do a video about this, but we'll just answer it in this live stream. Because if you look out on Indeed, on Monster, on any of these job sites and look for Google IT support certification or anything related to the Google IT support certification?
Zero.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Now, it's not to say it's a bad certification. It just means nobody has validated it yet. Like, no business has said, oh, we want somebody with that certification. They don't.
Nah.
Now, that's not to say that if you get that certification, it's not going to help you. Because it will help you, right?
Yeah, you
but
learn.
Nobody cares about it. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Google. Like, you tried, but... I mean, Google, you've done a lot of great things. So that's not one of them.
You know what? But so I did a video on it like a couple years ago, and it's geared for people like that have no tech experience at all. It's like an introduction to technology certification. It doesn't say it'll get you a job. It says, hey, let's learn about tech, get the Google certification, and you learned about tech. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't think they try to compare it to the A+. If you want a job, get the A+.
Solid.
Yeah.
I think I gave a shout out to Derek Holloway. Make sure you ask your question. Trust the process. $2 super chat. Thank you, Trust the Process. It is good to see you in the chat. And he's asking a question to you. He says, Du'An, what are your thoughts on Cisco ISE?
So if you have not watched my video on the top 5 technologies in the industry, number 1 on that list is Cisco Ice. Why? Because every organization has wireless, and every organization needs to manage those wireless devices, whether it's their own devices or it's bring your own device. And the best application on the market today is Cisco Ice. So if you want to get 100,000 easy, learn Cisco Ice. It can be downloaded for free on the internet. You can lab it up in a virtual environment, and you'll be on your way to 6 figures in no time.
I love it. Man, Cisco should just hire you to be like their spokesperson, like all day.
I'm not even, you know what? I don't even speak for Cisco. Like, I'm not their spokesperson. I'm just in the field. Like, when you in the streets, you in the streets.
I hear you.
You know what's out there. Like,
Cisco, that's what's up.
There's other solutions out there, but none of them are Ice, period, point blank.
None of them are Cisco, period.
Oh, man. You got jokes.
Brandon Lawrence, thank you for the $5 super chat. You got a question, Brandon? Put it in the chat. We will answer your question as soon. Okay. All right. Brandon Lawrence says, I like analyzing malware and ransomware to be able to defend against them and etc. What certs are related to that? I'll have my bachelor's in digital forensics in December. Yeah, that's the ECCouncil has a certification that would fit that. I can't think of the name of it right now. Where's it at? I'm looking it up right now. Certified Threat Intelligence Analyst. I think that's it. They have ECCouncil has a couple different certifications that kind of fit around that, but I'm pretty sure it's the Certified Threat Analyst one. They also have, or the CHFA, the Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator. And that'd probably be a good one too, down your path. Good thing for like all these certifications that ECCouncil is putting out now, because I have to do a video on each and every one of these. But yeah, it's the CHFI. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, shout out to Elaine Wright.
Oh, what's up, Elaine Wright? Yeah, Ellen Wright or Elaine? What is it?
Ellen.
I'm terrible with names.
Ellen. Me too. Ellen. My bad. I'm typing in.
She got it though. She knows what's up.
Yeah.
Naeem93, thank you for the $10 super chat. If you got a question, throw it in the chat.
Yo, Anton. Shout out to Anton.
Oh, Anton, what's up, bro? I talked to this guy on LinkedIn. What's up, Anton? Thank you for the $5 super chat. You got a question? We'll answer it. We're here to help.
We're here to help.
But hey, what do you think about the CISSP? It's not necessarily in your realm, but what do you think about that one? Based off of what you know.
One of my good friends got this. Actually, 2 of my good friends got the certification. I think if you want to be a security solutions engineer, or you want to manage a security organization, I think, get the certification. But if you are somebody that doesn't have that type of experience, I think I don't know how much um, I don't know how much value it'll add to you if you don't have the requirements and the experience in the field. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, I see a lot of people like on comment on a lot of my videos in relation to this, and everybody's like, will say like, go get your CISSP. And it's like these are people who either haven't even started working in the field yet, or just started like going through a couple years of the field, or maybe they just got a Security Plus or something. But at the end of the day, like the CISSP, like you have to have like 5 years of working experience as a security professional to actually get like the CISSP. There's like a written one that you can get with like 2 years or 3 years of experience, but whatever.
Yeah. But you can actually, I think you can actually take the exam, get the CISSP, but you don't actually qualify for it to be official until you meet the requirements.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was going at. But yeah. And who cares about that at that point? Like,
hey.
Just saying.
Man, look.
I'm not gonna BS here.
Skills pay the bills. Period.
Right.
Point blank.
Crazy Man, thank you for the $2 super chat. They ask, is automation the new CLI? If you know what the CLI is, command line interface, y'all.
Is automation the new CLI?
Ooh, I like that face. You're like, how do I say this the right way?
I mean, that's an interesting perspective, but no. No, it's not. Because a CLI, you can do show commands with like one command. Automation, you'll have to do a series of commands in order to get the information you want. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it won't, but there's things like Postman to where you could do like a one-click button to an API to get whatever. I mean, it's like
automation isn't there yet. That's your answer.
Yeah, automation ain't there yet.
It's not there yet, but it will be. It will be there.
I mean, I think most of the networking equipment eventually will have a GUI that you can interact with on the GUI side, but you can actually program with through an API. I think eventually switches, routers, everything will be API based.
I said that like a couple of years ago when I was still working in the field. We just upgraded our firewall and stuff, and the GUI for that they had for that was just insane. Like the web GUI, it was just it was like, I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Like you're no longer going to have like your typical CLI. It's going to evolve to this one day.
Yeah, I hate web GUIs.
Well, whatever.
I'm saying no, like a lot of web GUIs I don't like. Like,
oh yeah,
CLI for like a ASA, for instance. I don't like ASDM. Period. Point blank. Get that out of here. But the command line, it makes things so simple once you figure it out. But that's just me.
Antone asked though, should a noob start with MS or Linux certs? What do you think?
Put me on the spot.
You just got your Linux Plus like a couple months ago.
Yeah, I did get my Linux Plus, man.
Congratulations to you. You got like 12 teen certs now.
They're not on my wall. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question, bro. Because
should a noob start with Microsoft or Linux certs?
Where's the noob starting? Like, where's like job wise? Like,
that's always my question. Those are always like really hard questions to answer because I don't know what else is behind that. Like, I don't know the circumstances. I don't know your life, so I can't answer that question for you. Like, I don't know where you live, so I don't know what's hot. I don't know what's popping out there.
Yeah, I don't know what's popping. Let them know, son. We don't know what's popping.
I'm taking it back, bro. I'm taking it back.
Yeah.
I could say that it's almost always. Maybe.
Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
Yeah, because I was about to say it, and then I'm like, wait. Microsoft, man. I'm sorry. Like Linux is everywhere, but it's just we're not there yet. You know, like It's everywhere, but we're not there yet.
How about this? If you know Linux, it looks better on your resume than Microsoft.
You think so? Depends on where. No, because like, so there. I feel like there's much more Microsoft environments than Linux environments.
Yes, but you walk in an interview, they're gonna be like, you know Linux, right or wrong?
I mean, yeah, okay, but then like, do they even have any Linux machine? You know, like, are they even utilizing Linux in these places? Like, I don't know, man.
But I'm saying,
like
the face of, oh, you know Linux, like,
yeah.
Then it's like you can pick up Microsoft easy. Like if you know Linux, they assume you know Microsoft easily, right or wrong?
I guess I don't know. They're two completely different beasts, man.
Let's ask the chat, bro. Let's ask the chat.
All right. I that's a good idea. All right, chat. Linux or Microsoft certs for first, right? Was that first? Was it first? A noob. Where should a noob start? Microsoft certs or Linux certs?
Go.
Now we gotta wait because there's a delay. Do. I don't know, man. That's. Kev runs on Duncan says if you know Linux well, you can know Windows. I mean, yeah.
See, that's what's assumed in the industry.
Yeah.
That's what's assumed in the industry. If you know Linux, you got no problem with Windows.
That's just like a terrible assumption, though. You know? Like I feel like you shouldn't assume that.
That's what everybody assumes, though.
Everybody's saying Linux. Everybody in the chat, like, Linux. All right, there we go. I'll just shut up now. I'll just shut my mouth. I don't know, man. I just think about it because, like, dude, in the last 18 years or whatever I've been working in the field, I've run across one place that had Linux machines. One place. That's it.
Man, right now in the industry, everybody pretty much back ends is some type of Linux node. Microsoft Windows 2019 Linux, Azure Linux, AWS Linux, GCP Linux. Like Linux is everywhere.
I know.
Cisco Nexus Linux. Yep. You name it on these devices, Linux is all over, man.
On my phone, Linux.
That Linux.
I know.
Now, if you're on desktop support, will you be supporting Linux? I don't know. No. That's tough.
But I mean, I agree. It looks good.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've seen this face so many times. Oh, you know Linux? Oh, you're smart.
But why? Like,
you assume, bro. You know Linux, you're smart.
All right.
Oh, you know Python? Oh,
see,
you're smart.
Like,
all right.
I feel like when I heard somebody like 15 years ago, like, oh yeah, I only use Linux. I'm like, oh my god, you must be like a hacker or something, you know? Like, but now I just like when I hear people say, I guess I don't know if I'm used to it. When I hear somebody say, oh, I know Linux, I'm like, oh, cool, all right.
Okay, think about this. You're a Windows guy. We established you're a Windows guy.
I like both though. I learned Linux. I went through the whole freaking thing.
But let's go back 10 years. 10 years.
10 years I would.
2010.
2010, I wouldn't have even touched Linux. I would have been like.
Right. Well, hold on. I'm about to give him what you would say.
Right.
2010, somebody walks into an interview. You're in the interview. You're hiring them. And they say, I know PowerShell. Would you light up?
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, all right. This guy knows what's up. I would.
That's what I'm saying. And so today, just like back then, if you knew PowerShell when nobody else knew it, you're the man. And so now Linux is the same way.
Yeah, all right. I guess yeah. All right. I agree. You got me. Now I'm going to have to go out and get a Linux cert, right? Just kidding. Was that a difficult one? The Linux Plus?
Was it difficult?
It wasn't difficult?
No, you're asking, was it difficult? My life was difficult when I was working on that cert.
Yeah.
Certifications are tough, man. Like,
especially CompTIA certifications, man. The way they like to word things. God.
Man, that's certifications in general, bro. Like, they're tough because it don't matter if you're doing the job. If you're really trying to pass the certification without dumps, and you're going in there and you're really trying to apply knowledge that you read in books and labbing, they're tough, man. Because a lot of times it's not like a Microsoft cert is not necessarily how you do it. It's the Microsoft way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough, man. I commend anybody that gets certs. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, for real. Seriously.
Salute. I know how hard y'all work. It take work. And then you got baby screaming in the background.
I know. Dude, that's rough, man. That's like the same thing I was going with my Security Plus. Had a baby like right on the way, right around the corner.
Yeah, I know what you went through. Like it's not easy. And then you got your platform and all. Not only are you getting the certification, but you're trying to help people along the way. That's like being on an airplane. You're jumping out the airplane. It's about to crash. You're trying to help people and put your mask on. You got to put your mask on first.
Yeah, I feel you. I know. I'm going to be going after another certification, but I'm not. I think it was. Oh gosh, what's her name? On like LinkedIn, Twitter, and stuff. Oh, I want to find her because she deserves a shout out. I meant to find this. She posts all the time. I watch her stuff.
Who is it?
You're friends with her too, or you're connected with her too. Oh man.
Who is she?
De'Ara Footman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she posted. Yeah, she posted something like, don't tell people your goals, right? Like, don't
gangsters move in silence.
Yeah, that's what you put. I was like,
gangsters move in silence.
I said,
don't ask me what I'm doing. Just ask me what I've done.
Right. I was like, expletive deleted. Yes. I said a lot of swear words, but I was just like, yes, that's so true. Don't tell people what you're doing. Just do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to be doing. I was going to do it.
But there's like this thing where, motivation is like the thing. I think motivation was the thing in 2019. Everybody was looking for motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just got to motivate yourself and put in the work. Like, certifications, nobody's going to pour this information in your brain for you. Nobody's going to take the test for you. You just got to do it even when you don't want to, put in the work, period.
So true. How do I make time for that? How do I do that? You just do it. If you want it, you will do it. Yeah. That's it. You don't have time, you will make time. If it's something you want, you make time.
True story.
I don't know how I made time appear when I was studying for my Security Plus. Like, I don't know how I did it, but I freaking did it.
And you paid off, bro.
It did pay off.
It paid off.
I got it. I'm happy, man.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that I failed the first time, though. I can't tell you how happy, like, looking back, that made me. Because that was just like a slap to like a wake up, right?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you can't screw around anymore. This is what's up. You want this, you have to put in the work for it.
That's a good point, because sometimes you can go into a certification and think like, well, maybe I'll pass. You ever felt that? Like, you go into something like, you know what? I know I really didn't put in the work and give it as much as I wanted to. Maybe I'll go in there and pass, and this would be out the way.
Yeah, I had that conversation a couple months ago with my friend Dana, because he had a free Cloud Plus voucher.
Right.
And he's not like, he knows he knows a little bit of things. He's like maybe I'll pass it. I don't know. Like, he literally just went in. He failed it, but he's like, I didn't really know either way. I was just like going for it. I was like, oh, I want to do that, which is funny because I have a A+ voucher.
Yeah.
For the new, for the 1000 series now.
1001, 1002.
Yeah. I was like, I keep debating, like, should I study for it or should I just go do it? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, I really keep debating myself on this because it expires this year now. It expires in December or something, I think. But I'm like, do I just go in and try it? Like, make a video all about this? Like, I didn't even study for it. I know much of the stuff that's on there. Do I try it? You know what I'm saying? I'm debating this one.
There's a cognitive cost to that, though. And you have to ask yourself, are you willing to pay that cognitive cost? Meaning that no matter what the results, you're okay.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I know there's things on the A+ that I don't know, right? And I think every single IT professional out there, if you picked a handful of questions, they would get probably at least one or two wrong, right? Like,
right.
Nobody knows everything that's on that certification.
Yeah.
Like, unless you study for it. Unless you actually study that material, there's no possible way that, like, everybody's just going to walk into that and know, right?
Right.
I mean,
right.
I shouldn't say that, because there are a lot of people out there, right? But I think, like, a lot of just professionals who've been in this field for a long time, like, they don't think about stuff that's on the A+, right? Like, for me, like, I don't think about that stuff. Like, do I study for it? I don't know. You know, yeah. I don't know. I feel like either way, like, if I fail, it's because I didn't study. I know that, right? I get that. I understand that. I accept that. There's just things I'm not going to know. But, like, I feel like there's many more things that I do know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So last year when I went to Cisco Live, Barcelona, I got a free exam for the network programmability certification. And I was like, I don't know this, but I'm gonna walk into it. And then I don't know what's on the exam. You know what I mean? And so I walked in there knowing that, I probably ain't gonna pass this, but I know a little Python. I think I'll be okay. And I bombed it. But I knew it was on the exam now. Like, I know what's on the exam. So now I can study. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's how I felt about the Security Plus. It's like, I got to see it. I know I have an idea of what's there. I have an idea of what exists on this exam. Now I can go back, and when I go back, I'll know what to do. When I go back, I'll be comfortable with what I can expect.
Yeah.
And that helps so much. So maybe I just go and take the A+ and see what happens. I don't know.
Yeah, man. And then you can hang another one, boy. Yeah, you be out here starting up.
I mean, I'm not getting into that conversation with you right now.
Zach.
It's just
all love, man.
No, I know. But for me, it's never mind. I'll say things that I shouldn't say.
Okay. All right.
But I would love to do it. I would love to just like schedule it for like tomorrow and just like, all right, let's see what happens.
Make it a thing.
I just think it would be fun, man. I just think it would be fun to try that.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would be fun to go and hit up like different IT professionals from around the industry, right? Around the world.
Yeah.
Who've worked in the field for, 10, 15 years, whatever, right? Who don't have their A+. And like, hey, you've been working in the field for a long time. This, you started here about whatever, you're doing this. Here's a free voucher for the A+. Go take it. Like, I would love to see like how many of these people pass it. You know what I'm saying?
I would not pass the A+. I'm gonna tell you now, I would not pass the A+.
All right, that's fair.
I'm not even gonna be like, I know everything. No, I'm gonna fail that if I don't study. Like, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, and I don't try to be. And
you're the smartest guy I've ever met.
Man, whatever. Anyway, I focus on like what's in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, all my A+ information was from like 2008, bro.
Yeah, that's a long time. That's a long time ago.
That's when I got my A+.
2008, man.
2008.
You're old man.
20 years in the game. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this. You don't know about Biggie, man. My bad.
I mean, that's not fair to say. What the heck, man?
I'm messing with you, boy.
I didn't really listen to a lot of Biggie back in the day.
Oh, man.
I didn't. We were just what was I just jamming to like a couple days ago though? It was so funny.
Coolio.
Master P. Make him say, I was dying. Yep, I was dying. I was like, I haven't heard this since I was like 13 years old.
Yo.
Or have you ever heard Come On Ride the Train?
Yeah, come
that?
along and ride on a fantastic slide, ooh, ride. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now this video is going to get flagged because we're singing songs. Thanks a lot. Just kidding.
Hey, thanks for the super chats.
Heck yeah, thanks for the super chats.
Yes, sir. You want to get a couple more questions before we get out of here?
We'll answer one more. Trust the process. Did Chris retire already? Are you talking about Chris? PC Addicts Chris? But anyway, we'll answer one more question when it comes up.
One more question.
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
That's
Super
Biggie.
Nintendo. What?
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was there broke and I couldn't picture this.
All right. I'm just saying I like Super Nintendo more than Sega Genesis though.
Nah, that's a rap lyric, man.
I know. I got you. But look I got this chilling right on my desk. I use this as one of my mouse pads right here.
Ah, that's dope.
Oh, that's bad.
Hey, you ever play Super Smash Brothers?
Heck yeah, I love Super Smash Brothers.
Yo, what's the princess? She's a beast on that thing. She's a beast.
William Murray, thoughts on Juniper, Mr. Lightfoot?
Oh man, I didn't want to end with that question. Not a networking question.
Well, the next questions are all networking.
I think Juniper, if you have it in your environment, cool. That's what I say. If you got Juniper in your environment, great. If you don't, then I will focus on what's in your environment. That's my answer.
I feel you. Should I go after computer science or networking? Turning 16 tomorrow. Go after whatever you feel like going after. Go after whatever interests you the most. It's your journey. You got to take the journey. I can't take your journey for you and tell you what to do.
Yeah, for sure. 16, salute to you. Like, people be getting a head start. Like, I admire that, bro.
Me too.
I admire that.
Me too. It's crazy to hear like 16-year-old, 15-year-olds going taking CCNAs. Like,
man.
What's up, Derek Holloway? Derek Holloway's got a question. We're gonna end it on Derek Holloway's question.
Okay.
So whenever Derek gets this, after it gets delayed like 12 minutes, we'll answer his question. But I appreciate you coming on and doing this with me, Mr. Lightfoot.
Hey, yeah, you know it's all love, man. Thank you for having me on. We doing it next week?
You want to do it next week?
Y'all want us to do it next week? Hit some likes or some yeses or some okays, some live every day, some IT career questions, some love, something.
Put a smiley face in the chat if you want us to do this next week.
With the hard eyes, some hard eyes in the chat.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. I'll take the kissy face emoji. If you don't want us to do this next week, you got to do the poop emoji.
Man. Did Derek come with the question? Where he at?
No, he said I got a question, and then he ghosted us. So.
He ghosted us. Man.
He's probably typing up like a 12-page paragraph right now. He's like,
right.
I want these guys to stay on for at least another hour. Somebody asked, is 40 too late to get into IT? Nope. Oh, look, here comes the emojis.
There's hard eyes. We even got some hard eyes in the building. That's what's up, man. Look, we getting love. There's this question. Hey, thanks for all the love we get. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Dang, it's going to be flooded with emojis now. That's what's up. All right, what was this question? He says he has a ITIL, MCSA, A+, Net Plus, I'm assuming. I want out of help desk. How confident when you got your first cert?
That's a great question. That's a great question. How to get out of help desk?
How do you do it?
That's a great.
It is a great question. It is a great question. How do you get out of help desk?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Man, so
I can go first if you want me to.
You go first.
Oh, because we don't know what to say, so we're like, we gotta think about this. So we're like, you go first.
Well, I know how I get out of help desk, so I would just go from that experience. So if you want me to go first, I can go first.
No, it's just, I mean, I always kind of say, like, get a couple years of experience, you know? Like, once you got a couple years of experience, you're always ready to get out of help desk. But it's trying to figure out what you want to do. right? Because like you could say all day long, I want to get out of help desk. I don't want to work in help desk anymore. But what is it you want to do? Because if you're not aligning your professional development towards where you want to go, it's going to be real difficult to get to where you want to be. It's going to be real hard to get out of help desk because you have no idea where the heck you want to go. Have something in mind that you want to do. Set your goal for something that you want to do and work towards that. So if you want to work and get out of help desk, figure out what it is that you want to do next. You want to be a network engineer? Start moving your careers, your studies, everything towards that. You want to be in cybersecurity? You know, get certified. Start getting into security related roles in your current help desk position. You got a security team? Start trying to shadow them. Like there's so many great ways to get out of the help desk, but it takes time. It's not something that just happens like a drop of a dime.
I don't know how long Derek's been on the help desk, but looking at when I'm trying to go back to it, but looking at the certifications, I think he said he had MCSE.
MCSA.
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
Yeah, he has the ITIL, MCSA, A+, Net Plus.
Okay. Yeah, it's all. So what if he has experience though? Like, what if he has experience? How does he make that transition?
What does he want to do? Derek,
Yeah,
what do you want to do?
Yeah, that's a good question too. What do you want to do, Derek?
I mean, I could tell you about in a roundabout way, which what I did, how to get out of help desk. But you have to have a goal. Like you have to have you have to have your eye. You have to vision something, right? You have to figure. I can't even talk.
So he's been on there 5 years.
5 years. That's more than enough time to get out. You are ready. If you have your MCSA and you enjoy Microsoft, you enjoy the administration stuff, you get your butt into a sysadmin job. If that's it. Yeah, sysadmin. There you go. He just said sysadmin. So yeah, you're ready, bro. You're ready. You start working with your sysadmins in your job right now. Start expressing your interest and see if that can help you, because it's either going to help you start to learn some of the things that they're doing, and that could potentially lead to a role that opens up for you in that current environment, or just gaining that experience of the things that those sysadmins are doing and putting that on your resume so that now you start applying for sysadmin jobs. But you want to make sure that like your experience aligns with some of the duties that sysadmins do. So I mean that list could just be endlessly huge, but you know what I'm saying? Makes sense?
Yeah.
Makes sense to you? I don't know if it makes sense to me even.
So a couple things to kind of piggyback off what you said. In your one-on-ones with your manager, if you have a good manager, let them know you want to be a sysadmin. Let them know what you've been accomplishing, the tasks that you've been working on at your job, and everything that you're doing to put yourself in that position. And if you have a good manager, they will help you get there. If you don't have a good manager, then along with letting them know what you want to do, network with people in your organization, like Zach said. And then outside of that, because a lot of times in order to get the job you want, a lot of times you're going to have to work somewhere else. So you may have to take a contract, leave that permanent, comfortable position to get a contract as a system administrator just to get experience. Now that's going to take faith. That's going to take making sure that you have your finances in order. And even if you don't, sometimes you're going to have to take faith just to get this experience to set you up for the future. And if you're making, let's say, I don't know, 50, 60K at help desk, and you don't want to take a pay cut, sometimes you may have to take a pay cut just to get that experience to get 2 steps forward. Yep. So that's what I actually had to do. I was on the help desk for 6 years, and I took a contract position. And while I was in that contract position, I had a network technician position come open that I had to take like a $3 pay cut in order to take this position. But I took it because I knew networking is where I wanted to be. And the money that I was making in this contract, I would eventually make back and more. And that's what happened. So,
Yep. Awesome.
Good luck, Derek.
Yeah, good luck. All right, thank you everybody for joining us this evening. I think it's been helpful. I think we helped a lot of people. We reached a lot of people. We only got 2 thumbs down, so screw those 2 people. But everybody else, love you guys. Thanks for all the heart, eye emoji, smiley face, all that stuff.
Yeah, thanks everybody. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. I'm gonna keep pushing Zach to do this again.
Ooh, dang! All right,
Zach.
What's up?
Next week.
Next week.
Same time.
Yeah, same time, same place,
same channel.
Same channel. It's a date.
It's a date. Hard eyes emojis in the chat.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I appreciate it greatly. I hope you all have a great week. Lab every day, right? No, that's your thing. You say it. I ruined it.
What am I saying?
Hashtag lab every day, bro.
Okay, yeah.
That's lab every day, bro. Same bully flow.
You got bars. Zach coming out with bars.
Nope.
Lab every day, y'all. Much love. We'll see y'all next week.
Later.